Hey, everybody, Angie Fenimore here, and this is Fat Chat with my writing coach. Yeah, I haven't been on for a couple of days. I think that we're getting air quality from the fires in Southern California and Oregon, and that it's blowing over. I haven't been able to see until now. Like, this is the first day in about 5 days that, I've been able to see. Um, and I've just been tired, exhausted. But a couple things about that. First is Michael, my husband, and the director of branding and marketing for Calliope, says, "Yeah, show up in your bathrobe, Ange. It's totally fine." And I'm somewhere between like Russell Brunson and Amy Porterfield. Amy Porterfield always shows up like, hair coiffed, like, nothing out of place. And Russell Brunson, we listened to a podcast of his today, and he's in the sauna. A lot of times he's in the car. And, I'm somewhere between there. It's like I got to have it at least organized to a degree so that I know what I'm going to talk about. So I'm not quite Russell Brunson, and I'm certainly not Amy Porterfield. Like, I have no problem showing up for my students for a live session if I'm not feeling well. Fine, you're going to get me with my tea and my bathrobe, totally. So I'm taking that challenge on. So whether I'm sick or not, or I mean, if I'm terribly ill, I won't be on because that's a lack of integrity. But I'll be here even if I can't see and I look horrible because my eyes are all puffy and swollen and okay, there, that's the deal. So, second thing about that is, I'm based in Utah. I live in Utah. I'm not from Utah, but I live in Utah, and I love Utah. But it's very interesting. I was talking to somebody on the East Coast about how when the fire or the when Mount St. Helens erupted, way back when I was probably still in high school, that they got ash from Mount St. Helens. So, I'm having this experience. I can tell from other people's social media posts that other people are having this experience, that the world is burning down and that we're all, and like in so many ways, right? In every possible way. And so the thing is this is we're all connected. We're breathing the same air that's been on the planet for 2,000 years and longer. They just discovered these footprints in Syria that they think date back. Um, I'm going to get this wrong. I want to say it's 15 million years, 150 million years, maybe. It's a 1 5 and a lot of zeros and commas. There you go. We're breathing the same air that's been on our planet since the beginning of our planet. We're breathing the same air. We're drinking the same water. These elements have been here, and they do change form, and so on. But the thing is, you're breathing air that's been breathed by people in China 2,000 years ago. We're connected, and this makes up um, our material, or like what we're made of, right? So when we have these events like the fires in Southern California and Oregon, protests, um, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing, all of it, it's like it affects all of us. It impacts all of us. Now, so some people are more aware of it than others, right? Some people are just more present to it, but we're all impacted. And here's the thing is all of this makes it very difficult to do something that feels maybe like an indulgence, like writing. But what else are you going to do? And when do people need that message of yours, whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction? I mean, like what we like to say is, Calliope students, it's like we're changing the world. That's what we're up to. We are up to altering conversations that alter the way people see and think, and thus altering the way people behave, right? And we're doing it with our self help and our sci fi and everything in between. It's like you can make a huge difference with fiction. You can. And sometimes I think fiction is more impactful than nonfiction. But the point is like, what better time to write that book than right now? Right now is the time because it takes time for it to actually get to bookshelves for people to consume it. Here's a good example of how a book can change the way people see and think and feel. And this is not a political conversation, okay? I am not talking about your views. Like, my stand is I have my own views. You're rarely going to hear about them because I want to make the biggest difference I can for as many people as I possibly can. And I certainly wouldn't want somebody dismissing me as like a premier, powerful coach for them just because we don't see eye to eye. But like, here's one example: is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was able to dissent and dissent and dissent and be friends, very close friends with the other justices who were very, very right, and she was very left. All right, like, why can't we do that? Why can't we just really accept that we all have no two people see eye to eye? Like, give up that we have to see eye to eye to share this planet and to make a difference for each other, right? Okay, that, and look at all the books that are coming out. I need to do a check and see if Simon and Schuster's publishing most of them or all of them or what. But you have Rage, you have Mary Trump's book, you have, just like several books, The Room Where It Happened. All of these books are coming out just before the election. And what's the point? They want to change the way people see and think, right? And it's strategic. I promise you, it's strategic. To Kill a Mockingbird altered the way that we behaved around social injustice. It took some time, okay? But that book was instrumental in altering the way that we view. Um, so the point is, it's like you're never going to have more time. You're just not. There will always be something that fills that space. I mean, look at my gray hair. I know what I'm talking about a little bit. I thought, oh, yeah, when life settles down and I get more kids out of the house, then I can, focus more time on writing. And there will always, always, always be something. Okay. Maybe the whole world won't be like, we won't have the experience the whole world is burning down, but there will always be some corner of your life that's burning down. Like, that's life. And that's story structure. You want to tap into that. That is what you have to tap into if you want to move readers to chills, which is your job as a writer. If it, if you don't write that story in such a way that people have emotion, they're impacted emotionally, um, that book is not, you're not going to remember, you know, people aren't going to remember your book. They aren't going to remember what you said. Just look at, scenes in films or TV shows that you can't forget. I mean, I'm like every 20 minutes, like, okay, what's the news? Scroll left and just see what's happening today. And you'll get one of these buzz feeds, like always there'll be something about like scenes that impacted, that you can't forget, movies you can only watch once, that kind of thing. um, Here's one from BuzzFeed: 25 parents share the creepiest thing their kid has ever said, and I'm seriously, seriously uncomfortable. Right? And all I got to do is tap in there, and there's going to be a million stories about stuff. And if you scroll down, there will be stories about like shows that impacted you, books that impacted you, right? Why did they impact you? Because they left a dent emotionally. Okay? That's what you've got to do. All right. So there you have Phat Chat with my writing coach for tonight. And let's leave you with a challenge. Um, I'm going to say, let's just take on, and as always, it's take it or leave it, but let's just take on the extra conscious AF. And what I mean by extra conscious is I'm talking about being focused outside of ourselves, looking for how our actions impact others. And I would say, like, let's take that forward to the future. How will your actions now impact future generations if you don't write that book, if you don't just get it out of you, that crappy first draft, because the magic happens in revision, then it never gets written. Okay, that's it. Ciao for now.